49,000 workers at a number of different GM plants have walked off the job, an absolutely massive strike going on right now. They're pushing for reopening plants that have recently been closed, raising wages and allowing some temporary workers to become permanent workers. This is a huge action going on right now. What do you think of it?
Look, I think, first of all, it's never good when workers have to strike, right? This is a hardship for them, and I 100% stand in solidarity with these workers, and I hope the company comes to their senses and gives them the contract that they deserve. But I do look at this as part of a broader pattern. We have seen more labor strife and labor actions in this country over the past couple of years than we have seen in decades. Those who want to write off unions as a relic of the past are dead wrong. Renewed unionization, renewed energy in the labor movement is what could ultimately save the middle class in this country. And so I applaud them. I applaud the Teamsters standing in solidarity. They said they're not going to deliver any of GM's cars while the strike is ongoing. That's awesome. And I would just say I hope that everybody backs these workers up, and that everybody who can joins a union.
So right now we have as President Donald Trump, who seems to like the police officers union, and that's where it ends. He's not a fan of pretty much any other. What do you think it could mean for movements like this, whether it's auto workers or teachers strikes or perhaps some other organization, if we were to have someone who is strongly pro-union occupying the Oval Office?
I mean, it's everything, because this is another place where there's been really a bipartisan consensus. Democrats have occasionally talked a good game on unions, but really for decades haven't done anything to make it easier to organize or even just to enforce the laws as they exist, the rights that workers have to organize. So having an extremely pro-union president who's actually going to fight for legislation to allow workers to organize in their workplace would be incredible. Look, the economy is changing. New tactics are being used to classify workers as contractors so that they can't unionize, so that they can't get the benefits that they're entitled to. Lots of workforces are being automated. You know, fast food franchises have fought for the right to keep their workers separate so that you can't organize across fast food locations. These are all things that make a tremendous difference in terms of talking about rates of unionization. And by the way, if you look at the charts, and I believe this is one of the most important and undercovered trends in our lifetime, John. As unions have declined, the middle class has declined. It has gone hand in hand. If you want to rebuild the middle class, you need to up the rates of unionization in this country. It's really that simple.
And some of the candidates on the Democratic side have plans. Not all of them, but some would like to accomplish that. Crystal Ball, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, John.
Here on the Damage Report, we talk a lot about the big banks and their ways of getting rich off the poor. They saturate the market, but there are other options. And I've got info on a socially and environmentally responsible financial institution that has no ATM fees, gives you cash back on every purchase. They even commit 10% of their earnings to charity. It's called Aspiration, and if you go to aspiration.com/TYT to sign up, you'll get these perks, and that's more money to spend or to save or to spend. Just treat yourself.